Everyone, this is Heath from Black Business Experience, and today we have Carolyn Heath from Each One Teach One. She's the executive director there, and Each One Teach One is the only nonprofit in the city of San Antonio that has adult literacy as its primary mission. Carolyn, can you tell us a little bit about Each One Teach One and why that mission is so important to you?
First of all, thank you for having me today. And yes, Each One Teach One focuses on the adult learner who performs below 8th grade level in reading, writing, or math, the adult learner who is seeking to pass the GED exam, and the adult learner that's seeking to improve their English speaking and writing skills. Each One Teach One exists because we have a very pervasive and serious problem in San Antonio with adult literacy. 1 in 4 San Antonio adults reads below a 5th grade level.
1 in 4?
1 in 4.
Wow.
And also our high school graduation rate is at about 50%, which means that about 50% of students who begin in the 9th grade don't complete the 12th grade.
So as a business owner, why is that important to me?
Well, that has implications for a lot of socioeconomic demographics. Employment, for example, with the literacy levels being as high as they are and the graduation rates being as low as they are, it makes it difficult for employers to find and retain qualified workers. It also has implications for our criminal justice system, our welfare system, and the success of youngsters in school, their graduation and college matriculation.
That's amazing. Now, as a business owner, I don't have anyone that's been incarcerated. I think I've got pretty upstanding employees and everything. So, I mean, why should that matter to me? I mean, I think all of my people can read up to an 8th grade level, but
Well, first of all, I would suggest to many employers that you do have employees that are performing below an 8th grade level and have this educational barrier, but you may not know it because they're very adept at hiding it from you. And so you may have an employee, for example, who's been doing the same task for 10, 15, 20 years, and they're very, very good at that task. And you're actually considering promoting that employee. But typically what happens with our adult learners is that they're good at what they do, they want to get promoted, but they don't have the reading and writing skills in particular, but also the math skills to take on higher level tasks like evaluating employees, filling out forms, and otherwise representing your company.
Wow.
And so I would suggest that if employers dig a little deeper, that many of them will find that their employees suffer from literacy barriers.
now how would I do that? How would I delve into that to find out if that's a problem that I have, and what could I do about it?
Well, if you find out that that's a problem, well, first of all, one way that you can find out is to assess your employee's ability to write, to speak, to perform higher level math. And if you find them to be hesitant or to find an excuse why they can't do it, I can't see, or I don't feel well, or what have you, then you can suspect that that person actually has an educational barrier and they're trying to conceal that from you.
Wow.
If you live in the San Antonio area and you suspect that you have an employee who is performing at a low educational level, they can certainly reach out to our program, Each One Teach One. We're located at 815 El Monte Boulevard in City Council District 1, and our telephone number is 210-320-1287, and you can refer that employee to us and we will speak with them and help them improve their literacy level.
Now, do you do on-site visits? I mean, do you do on-site?
We do not do on-site visits. We are in the process of opening a location on the east side of San Antonio, actually 2 locations on the east side of San Antonio. One in the Goodwill Careers Academy inside the Ella Austin Center at 1023 North Pine. And we also will be opening an office at the Convent at Springview, which is located at 210-1 South Grimes Street. And so they can either come to our main headquarters at 815 El Monte, or beginning in August, we'll have those satellite locations up and running, and they can come there for services.
That is fantastic. That's something that really our business owners out there should take advantage of.
I hope they
because we
will.
want to make sure that their employees are performing up to the best of their ability.
Yes.
That's better for the entire city.
Absolutely. Better for everyone.
Now, we have a lot of viewers out there that have
Yes.
expressed an interest in starting a nonprofit, or as they call it, a 501c3. I think that's the term.
That is the term.
So, how would they go about doing that, and why would someone select that as opposed to a traditional business structure?
Well, and really, it really depends on what your mission is. I would offer, this is my personal opinion, that if your mission is directed toward serving the community, serving people in the community, the disadvantaged, the less fortunate, that you consider starting a 501c3. There really are a lot of similarities between a nonprofit and a for-profit. For-profit has investors, private investors that, or banks and others that put their money into the business to develop it. And really, nonprofits can really be said to have the same thing, except the investor is the general public. So with a 501c3, for example, you can apply for grants that will help your enterprise. And so again, if it's more of a business that is going to have a community focus, then the nonprofit is the way to go, in my estimation. The other thing about the nonprofit is that the nonprofit status is that it can attract private gifts because of the tax write-off that the donor will receive. And so that is another attraction to having a 501c3 nonprofit.
No, thank you. Now, you know what? I'm Joe Business out there. I've just gotten out of college. I've got my master's degree, and I'm looking to get paid immediately. So I've heard that if I start a 501c3, I can take some of that grant money and public funds you were talking about and line my pockets with them, and then we can give the community what's left over. What do you think about that?
Well, if you think orange is the new black, I suppose you could do that. But for me personally, I don't look good in orange. And so... that
was a non-paid-for advertisement. Netflix did not give us money for that.
And so what I would offer to someone who is just getting out of school, considering, what their options are, is to, first of all, find your passion. Because whether you go the for-profit route or the nonprofit route, it's going to take a tremendous amount of effort and a tremendous amount of sacrifice in order to see your dream fulfilled. And so either way you go, it's not easy. And either way you go, you have to be held accountable. So whether it be to private shareholders or whether it be to governmental entities or private donors, you must be transparent and there must be accountability.
No, that's interesting you said it. Now, for... at least when I was going to school, I'm quite a bit older than you are. But when I was going to school, they said that, if you're going to start your own business, it would take you like 5 years before you could really turn a profit. If you made it past that 5-year barrier, you could pretty much consider yourself successful, that your business would sustain the long haul, the slings and arrows of the long haul. Is it the same way with the nonprofit?
In many respects it is, yes. Many nonprofits, like many for-profit businesses, fail early on. And so the longer that you are able to sustain the nonprofit, the more you're able to attract supporters and attract clients. Then yes, that does, while it doesn't guarantee success, it certainly increases the chances of success.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Carolyn. This has been just a wealth of information for me, and hopefully it's been the same for our audience out there. This is Doug Heath from Black Business Experience. Once again, our esteemed guest, has been Carolyn Heath from Each One Teach One. She's the executive director there, who's the only nonprofit in San Antonio with adult literacy as their primary mission. And Carolyn, once again, how can we get a hold of you?
For those that are interested in learning more about our program, they can contact us at 210-320-1287. We also have a website, www.eotosa.org, and we are also on Facebook under Each One Teach One San Antonio. And thank you very much to everyone for their attention about this very important issue of adult literacy.
Thank you very much. And this is Doug Heath from Black Business Experience, and we'll see you again next time.